Let's talk about one of the most daunting parts of any research project, the literature survey. We're going to break it down and turn that chaotic process into something clear, structured, and honestly, way less stressful. You know the feeling, right? You get a new topic, a big project, and all of a sudden you're just staring at this digital mountain of articles and papers. It's totally overwhelming. You're just thinking, where on earth do I even start?
But here's the secret. The answer isn't about grinding for more hours. It's about working smarter. And that's exactly what a structured literature survey helps you do. Think of it as your roadmap through the chaos, bringing clarity to the whole process.
So, first things first, we have to plan our attack. The most critical phase, honestly, is building your search strategy, because awesome research doesn't begin with just randomly typing stuff into a search bar. It starts with a really precise plan. And the name of the game here is divide and conquer. Before you even think about searching, you need to break down your main topic. Take that huge, intimidating subject and slice it up into its core components and smaller, much more manageable subtopics. So what does that look like in practice? Well, let's say our topic is biosensors. You wouldn't just search for that one word. No way. Instead, you'd break it down into these focused questions. What are they? How do they work? What different types are there? What are they made of? And of course, what are they used for? Each one of these becomes its own targeted search. And this right here is such a simple but powerful change in how you think. You've got to stop asking the search engine full questions and start speaking its language. Think like a database. Use short, specific keywords and then combine them to create these super powerful queries, just like the ones you see here. This is how you get from thousands of vague results to the exact papers you need. And if you really want to level up your keyword game, you have to master Boolean operators. They're basically simple commands for your search. And narrows things down, making sure results have both terms. Or expands your search, finding articles with either term. And not is for kicking out terms you don't want. Seriously, getting these down is a total game changer. Okay, so you've got a killer plan. Now, where do we actually go looking? This next part is all about navigating that huge digital ocean to find high-quality information and learning how to filter out all the junk. Listen, this is so important. Your entire research project is only as good as the sources you build it on. You have to stick to authentic, peer-reviewed scientific databases like PubMed or Google Scholar. For any serious academic work, you absolutely have to avoid blogs, Wikipedia, and random websites. They're just not reliable. All right, you ran your search, and now you have a long list of articles. How do you sort through them efficiently? Here's your cheat sheet. Start with recent review articles. They give you a great overview of the topic. Then, for every paper, check the year, the journal's reputation, and, most importantly, read the abstract first. The abstract is like the movie trailer for the paper. It tells you if it's worth your time to read the whole thing. And hey, to keep yourself from going crazy, it helps to have a clear target. Aiming for a solid foundation of about 20 to 30 high-quality, super relevant papers is a fantastic goal. It's enough to give you real depth, but not so many that you'll drown in information. So you've planned your search, you've found your sources. Now it's time to put it all together. This phase is all about how to systematically read, organize, and really start to understand the information you've gathered. Here's a pro tip. Don't just read papers from page 1 to the end. You gotta read them strategically. Start with the abstract for the big picture. Then jump to the introduction and the conclusion. That tells you the main question and the main answer. Only then, if the paper seems super relevant, do you dive into the nitty-gritty of the methods and discussion. And this right here, this might be the most practical tip of this whole explainer. As you're reading, take notes in a structured table, just like this. Keep track of the author, year, what they did, and what they found. Trust me on this one, this simple table will save you hours of headaches later when you're trying to remember which paper said what. Once you start filling out that table, you'll see a story begin to take shape. Your notes can now be organized logically under clear headings. This is how you transform that big pile of facts into a smooth, coherent narrative that shows you really get it. We're in the home stretch now. You've got all this great information and it's organized. This final part is about turning that information into true insight, making sure your final work has quality, integrity, and real impact. Okay, let's be really clear about this because it's non-negotiable. Plagiarism,
Presenting someone else's ideas as your own is a huge no-no. The rule is simple and absolute. Always, always write in your own words, paraphrase what you've learned, and cite every single source you use. Period. Before you even think about submitting, run through one last review. This little checklist is your final quality control. Ask yourself, does it all flow logically? Are my terms and headings correct? Did I cite my figures? Is the formatting consistent? This is the final polish that really makes your work shine.
And that really brings us to the heart of it all. A great literature survey isn't a scavenger hunt where you just collect a bunch of facts. It's about synthesis. It's about organizing knowledge in a logical, scientific way to create a new, deeper understanding. So there you have it. We've laid out the framework, a step-by-step process that turns that scary mountain of research into a clear map of knowledge. So the only question left is, now that you have the map, what are you going to discover?